Hello everybody, my name is Cole Martins and thank you guys for tuning into this video. It's already week 4 in the NFL and a lot has been going on through the last couple weeks, and quite a few, 5 still remaining undefeated teams left in the NFL. Let's talk about my overall record from last week. I was 8-8 trying to take some big picks and didn't really work out for me, and that gave my overall season total to 27-21. Hopefully we get that up this week. And 2 teams are on bye this week for the first week of bye weeks, and that would be the Green Bay Packers and the Philadelphia Eagles, who are one of those 5 remaining undefeated teams, with a very surprising offensive defense last week and a great win for this against the Steelers for the Eagles. Let's get on here to week number 4, and we'll start with our Thursday night game as the Miami Dolphins will take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Both teams coming to this game 1-2. Miami picked up a win last week in overtime against the Cleveland Browns. Another good game by Devontae Parker in his second game back after he was injured week 1, and he's been a huge help to this offense since he's came back. And now for Cincinnati, they seem like they struggled on defense last week as they lost to the Denver Broncos. Against that Denver defense, you don't expect too much from the offense. The offense, I thought, did a pretty good job against that Denver defense. But the Bengals defense seemed like it just got beat up as they allowed 4 passing touchdowns by Trevor Siemian for the quarterback for the Broncos. And this week they do get one of their star defensive players back. Burfitt will be coming back from his 3-game suspension, which, if you don't remember, last year he got from that hit he had on Antonio Brown in the playoffs. So he's going to be a huge help to that defense. And I do believe the Cincinnati Bengals are going to win this one at home. That offense, I would not be surprised they're going to have a big game in this one. AJ Green, don't surprise if he has over 100 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns in this one. And that those running back core as well with Hill and Burnett. They're both looking so good so far this year, and I had the Bengals win this one 27-17 over the Dolphins. Next, we have our Sunday game, but this one is at 9:30 a.m. as they are going to be playing in London as the Jacksonville Jaguars are taking on the Indianapolis Colts. Jacksonville still going for their first win of the year after suffering another loss last week in a close one with the Baltimore Ravens, as the Ravens kicked a field goal at the end of the game to win it. And Jacksonville didn't play that good a game at all, and surprisingly they were in it toward the end, as I believe Tannehill had 3 interceptions in that one. He did have 3 interceptions that one. I think they had 5 turnovers overall in that game. And the rushing game for this team as well has not been as good as everybody expected. They've been struggling to run the ball and just putting more pressure on Bortles, who's been throwing quite a bit of interceptions because of that. And for Indianapolis, they've been able to pick up their first win of the year last week as they ended up beating the San Diego Chargers in a close one, as that one went back and forth, it seemed like. T.Y. Hilton, there we go, had a good game for the Colts, having over 170 yards receiving. I think it was 8 catches, I want to say. So, and Andrew Luck looks like he's coming back to Andrew Luck we knew before last year, where he seemed like he was struggling a little bit trying to get used to things after his injury as well. So Colts seem like they're getting back to normal. It's just that defense is the question every week. Is that defense going to step up and perform for this Indianapolis Colts team? This week I'm going to say they performed good enough to get the Colts a win in London, even though Jacksonville is like the home team in London because they're there every year. But I'm going to get the Colts in this one. I believe that offense is going to do very good, and I think that defense could get a pick or 2 against Bortles if they can cause enough pressure on him. And I'm going to take the Indianapolis Colts win this one 24-20 in London. So now we'll go to our Sunday 1 o'clock games now, as our first one will be the Seattle Seahawks taking on the New York Jets. Good storylines coming to this one, as we have Russell Wilson, who was injured again last week. He's been injured since week 1, and this time he might be out of the game this week, which would bring in Boykins, their backup quarterback. So it'll be interesting to see how this team can do with Boykins at starting quarterback. Then for the Jets, a very, very interesting game last week, as Fitzpatrick threw 6 interceptions last week, and that's something you can't do to win a game, especially when you have 8 turnovers on offense. I think every drive but one drive in the second half was caused the turnover by the Kansas City Chiefs. So good job with the Kansas City Chiefs. We always know they usually have a big defensive game every once in a while, and they did against that Jets offense. So it kind of gets you questions, is Jets offense as good as we think it is, or just been a bad week for them? We'll have to find out this week against the Seahawks, which they're probably one of the best defensive back teams in the league, trying to pass against them, and that's why I think the Seahawks are going to win this one on the road. Even without Wilson, they have a great defense, just like the Broncos at the first game of the year. They Simeon was trying to get used to stuff. I think the Seattle team will help Boykins out and get them a 13-10 victory on the road. Next, we have the Detroit Lions taking on the Chicago Bears. Detroit coming off another loss last week, as they just seemed like they couldn't get the comeback to complete against the Green Bay Packers. As at one point they were down, I believe it was 28-3 or something like that. It was. They were able to come back, but lost the game 34-27. So Lions now are 1-2 on the year, and now without running back Amir, as now they had to pick up. They have Riddick, who's their backup running back, who's had a good year so far in the backfield. He's in Washington as well, who's been doing a good job when he's been called into the game. So it'll be interesting to see how those two running backs do for this Lions offense, even though the Lions running game has been iffy from time to time this year. As for Chicago, Hoyer started last week for the Bears, as he did a pretty good job, I believe, against Dallas, even though they did not pick up the win. They looked pretty good on offense, I thought, though. Defense still having their struggles. And the question is, will Cutler be back this week? And that's something we're going to find out here coming on Sunday. A lot of teammates are not happy with Cutler, so we'll see if Hoyer's going to be in or Cutler. And another big story for the Bears is that Langford is going to be out for a little while. So that means Howard is going to be coming in at running back for the Bears. So we'll see how he can do in that backfield with this Chicago Bear offense. And in this one, I kind of see this one being a little high scoring. Both defenses can be on and off, I feel like. But I'm going to go with the Detroit Lions win this one on the road in Chicago, 34-24. Next, we have the Buffalo Bills taking on the New England Patriots. The Bills last week with a very impressive win, as they were able to beat the Arizona Cardinals, as the defense forced 5 turnovers in that game. And a Buffalo defense that seemed like it had a lot of injuries coming into this year looked really good against a very strong Arizona offense coming into that game. And Rex Ryan, he's also known very well for his defenses, as we know back at his New York Jets days. This time, though, he's going to be going against a New England Patriots team that's 3-0 without Tom Brady right now. The question of who's going to start at quarterback is up in the air right now, as Garoppolo could be starting, Brissett could be starting, Edelman could be starting for all I know. But so far, they've proven this year that whoever starts at quarterback, they can make it work somehow, some way. And a good thing for this team is Gronk said he felt healthy last week, even though he played 14 plays out of I think it was 70 snaps they did. And he said he's felt healthy all week, so don't be surprised if Gronk is a big factor in this game. And I'm going to pick the Patriots to win. I'm going to say Garoppolo is going to start when I predicted this. So I'm going to say the Patriots are going to win this one 24-17 at home and be 4-0 when Tom Brady comes back next week. So watch out for this Patriots team if they can get this done on Sunday. Our next game, we have the Cleveland Browns taking on the Washington Redskins. Cleveland came so close to picking up their first victory of the year last week against Miami, but just could not do it, as a late field goal by, I think it was Toon. I think that was his last name if I'm correct. And he missed the field goal as time expired to force Miami to get the ball and score and win the game on a Jay touchdown. And now for Washington, they were able to get their first win of the last week, as they beat the New York Giants, as a very impressive game by Kirk Cousins and company, as they seemed like they did a good job on offense. Defense did their job keeping the receivers kind of grounded, as Norman was able to beat his battle against Odell Beckham Jr. And in this one, I'm going to go with the upset in this one and pick the away team, the Cleveland Browns I'm going to take. I just believe Pryor is going to be a big factor in this game. I think he did a pretty good job last week being able to catch, run, and throw. And for the rookie Kessler, I thought he did a good job at quarterback. He did not commit any turnovers. He was pretty accurate, I thought. And I think the Browns could actually pull this one off in Washington, D.C. I'm going to go with the Browns winning this one 20-17. Our next game, we have the Carolina Panthers taking on the Atlanta Falcons. The big thing for the Carolina Panthers coming to the game is where is the offensive line and the offense overall. Cam Newton got beat up last week as he was sacked 8 times and threw 3 interceptions. As if you get defensive linemen back there, it's going to hurt you, as that Minnesota defense, a very, very strong defense coming into this year. We all thought they're showing it. I think they're over expectation right now as that defense. And overall, the Panthers need some help on offense. With the Falcons, on the other hand, looking really, really good on offense, as they were to pick up another win last week to go to 2-1 on the season against the New Orleans Saints on Monday night. Matt Ryan looking like the old Matt Ryan, throwing pretty good passes so far this all pretty much good passes this year. I think he had one interception I want to say this year so far. But overall, Matt Ryan looking good. Julio did not exist in the game on Monday. So he only had one catch. So it'll be interesting to see what his status is coming into Sunday. With his offense looking very well, the issue is the defense. How is that going to do? As I heard on I think it was ESPN I was watching the other day, that J.J. Watt has 38 sacks had 38 sacks last year, and the Falcons defense only had 41 overall last year. Last 2 years it was. The Falcons had 41. I'd say 38 sacks in 1 year would be pretty damn impressive. But yeah, it's showing this Falcon defense is not that good usually. So this might be a good news for Cam Newton and company, as they don't have to worry about maybe too much pressure being in the backfield. So I'm going to give the Cam Newton and the Panthers the win on this one on the road. I think Cam Newton will step up in this game, have probably a rushing touchdown, a couple passing touchdowns, as well as this is a pretty weak Atlanta defense. I'm going to the Panthers winning this one 31-21. And our last game here for part one, we have the Oakland Raiders taking on the undefeated Baltimore Ravens. Oakland was able to just beat out the Tennessee Titans in their game, as both offenses seem like they're struggling in a good defensive battle in that one. And Jared Carr and company were able to get the touchdown to win the game 17-10. So moving on to 2-1 in the season. And then the surprise team of the year, I think, so far right now is the Baltimore Ravens. Haven't played really any very tough teams. They played Chicago, Cleveland, and they last week beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. So interesting thing is, are they as good as they think they are? Last week I didn't think they looked that good. They had to kick 4 field goals, and then they had a 1 rushing touchdown. I believe that was off a turnover, if I'm correct, though. And Joe Flacco not looking as good as he used to be back in the day. And that's why in this one, I'm going to pick the Oakland Raiders to win on the road in a close game. I think the Raiders' offense is very, very strong. I believe this defense for the Raiders is going to be able to beat up this Baltimore Ravens offense and give them their first loss this season, giving the Raiders the win in this one 24-20. And that is it here for part one. Part two will be in the description below, so just click on the link down there and it'll take you right to part two. If you want to comment below about anything you want to talk about in this part one, who do you think is going to win some of these games on this list? Do you agree, disagree with me? Do you think of any impact players that are going to come out of these games? I'd love to hear what you got to say. You can follow me on Twitter at ColeMartins57. I usually talk during Sundays during the game and Monday as well. Even on Thursdays, I'll try to get as much as I can get in, going in between schoolwork, of course. But yeah, I'd love to tweet with you guys. Just tweet right at me. I'd love to have conversations with you. If you like this video, please hit the like button. I would appreciate that. As well, if you want to see some more of my NFL videos or other videos I post, you can subscribe to my channel. I'd really, really appreciate that. And again, part two will be coming up pretty soon here. So if you want to just click on the link below in the description, it'll take you right to that. And that is it for me. Thank you guys for watching, and you guys have a great day.